Yes, sir. Geeks all over the globe, guys. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Cause We Geeks. Well, we encourage you to stay geek, man. I'm trying to form the crew out here like Voltron, man. It's your boy, Real. Joining me is the man that said he's changing his name to Cuz. It's Will in the building. And of course, we got the man that said he's going to change his middle name to Cussin. That's Big J. And then, of course, we got the man that's out here arm wrestling 2-year-olds and losing on a daily basis. That's our guy, BA, man. Listen. we appreciate y'all joining us for another episode, man. Y'all already know how we do it over here, man. We just get our geek on, talk about different topics, man, surrounding the stuff that we love, the Marvels of the world, the DCs, the Star Wars and the worlds, things like that. You guys are in the right place, man. Join us for these conversations every Tuesday evening, Saturday morning, man, as we get our geek on. Also, too, man, if y'all could do us a favor, man, and hit them likes, be much appreciated. Shout out to the few people who subscribe to the channel. We definitely appreciate y'all, man. Join us here for these conversations. So tell your friends, man, if you want to talk all things in the geek culture, man, in the right place, hit that subscribe button, hit them like buttons. Also, too, if you guys have any questions or any comments, go ahead and put in the comment section and we'll address those at the end of the show. All right, fellas, man, we got a lot to get into, man. I know we didn't have a show on Tuesday, so let's get to this, man. We got a lot to get into. Y'all already know. Got to talk about Fallout here. Episode 6 and 7 Fallout. We got one more episode left, y'all. 6 and 7, man. We got to talk about that here. Listen, if y'all have not seen Fallout, we encourage y'all to go see it. Big J says his favorite show. Y'all go watch it. We gonna talk about it here. But until then, spoilers. Listen, y'all been warned. We talking Fallout, episode 6 and 7, man. Cuz, what was your takeaway so far of Fallout, man?
It's been good. So the most recent one, with episode 7, gave us more of a look into Harper, and what brought her into the going from Canada to the U.S. She was at a concentration camp. Is that what they? What did they call it? Was it called? It was something else. Maybe it was.
So, yeah, it was something like that though.
Yeah,
because the United States have been in war with Canada.
Yeah, I mean the way that everything is going right now. But yeah, so it got to show what Harper went through early on, how she was able to escape, got to the U.S. And then like guess it was her mom that she was with, or whoever she was with, told her to don't look at them as humans, look at them as Americans. It's like, dang. So basically, to just be okay with, just be okay with the way that you treat them. So this episode was to me better than episode 6. Episode 6 felt really slow and dragged on. I felt that 5 was good, 6 had a drop off, and then 7 was much better. But then it also gave us 6. They gave us the Lucy getting an understanding of why her dad wants to do the the projects in the back of people's head, or the things in the back of people's head. Because this episode shows like the people calm, doing what they're supposed to do, but it's taking away their human right to be able to make choices and things like that. And so it showed like in 6, you had these 2 guys that were ready to fight, about to kill each other. And then as soon as got the thing connected, they're calm. Has one mopping up in this most recent episode. So it just shows you the good side, bad side of it. Or I saw a bad side, but still showing you the size of it. And then you have the Ghoul meeting up with Thaddeus and what's his name? Basically had them teaming up to be able to kill those death claws. Thaddeus was useless because his arm decided to fall off at the wrong time. Just pure chaos. And then he was asking if, since he's a young ghoul, still got his nose, but asked the ghoul if it was normal for the little mouth on his shoulder to be there. And he just looked there and was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So it was like, this episode was just fun. A lot more fun. Didn't feel dragged on like episode 6. So that's pleasant. So, but I am looking forward to episode 8 now. that they were able to get the reactor to Vegas, bringing up the computer, the mainframe, having the owner up there, and then the mainframe head was the lady that the senator that was trying to fight the power essentially. So it's a lot going on. They're bringing a lot around. But like this episode was much better than the last. But it does bring up a level to where I am curious about episode 8. Because if it would have maintained what 6 was, 8 would have been like, okay, I'll power through, just watch it. But it's got a little bit more excitement with them trying to tie a lot of knots at this point. So, what you got, Big J?
This show has made me put my glasses back on and go back
Oh
to ice cube
man.
mode because I am not impressed. Uh,
Ah, man.
episode 6 was not good. It was slow. All that stuff with Chet and the vault getting to find out the marriage thing. The whole imbroglio was about Snack Club and I'm like
The cousins.
yeah the incest Snack Club thing. I'm like, dude, this is just it's just filler. It seemed like they were just throwing in this filler. I noticed what I mean because I didn't see it with that advanced anything. Her brother getting beat upside the head by the folks that figured out that he was lying to him. Once again, just episode 6 was just it was slow. It was boring.
It was an episode. It was an episode.
It was on TV potentially. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, 7 had a little bit more going on. Like I said, once again, like we said, we got to see the weird background story of Steph.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see but now we did also, I think, part in 6 and part in 7, we saw that Hank was right, that the daddy was right. Yeah, it was better, like, and I know, and once again, this is the frustrating thing about Lucy. When she sees that the people are killing each other and the dad is the chips thing stopping them from killing each other, and the people, even though, yes, they're connected to that weird surprise server that's controlling their minds. But the thing is, the people generally did not want to go. And I don't think that was the chip necessarily. I think once they realized, oh, we're not out here killing each other all the time and having to, cook people and all this other stuff that they was doing, that they're like, oh, wait, we don't have to go out there and constantly be in fight or flight mode. This is not that bad, But she's like, no, we still got to free him and let him go. And I'm like, so every time we're leaving his doors open, I'm like, so that means you're inviting other stuff to come in there and potentially just kill the people that don't want to be killed. So, and like I said, they're no longer apparently equipped to just go out there and fight to the death like they were before. So it's like, I don't know. And not that Hank was right with all the thing, but I'm like, even at the end, she's still like, she seemed to be like getting it. And then she's like, nah, I'm gonna go back to what I was going for. You know what? I can't. I have to go back to factory reset. I can't learn and grow during this show because that's not what the character does. So I got to go back to being ignorant again. And I'm like, that to me is just frustrating watching her, like we said, yo-yo back and forth between, oh, she's starting to get it. She's starting to learn that everything's not fantasy land. And then there's, nope, it is. Because that's how she acts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the weird thing with the cold fusion and the neck thing, I was also kind of interested in that. I was trying to figure out what was going on in that. Apparently, that was in that dude, the doctor's neck in the beginning. The first episode was he was carrying.
First season here.
I don't know how you carry cold fusion, which is a nuclear reaction in your neck. But hey, I guess
it's a hell of a vial. That vial is
Hank had it too.
Yeah, Hank had it. Like you just walk around with a nuclear reaction going on in your neck. I don't understand how any of that works. But science. But but like I said, I don't know. I was not. The show seemed to let me down, so we'll just let it go. But I'll let BA come back and tell me why I'm wrong about everything. So go ahead, sir.
First things first, you were wrong about a lot of things. And I will articulate it as I go through. No, I think 6 and 7 actually was probably the 2 best episodes so far, because they're giving us multiple storylines at the same time, and I think that's what we all kind of been asking for pretty much throughout the beginning of the season. It's just like I think the audience is okay with understanding different plot lines all at the same time and how they all kind of come together. So it was no more solo stories that lasted the majority of the show. It's just like, no, you got 10 minutes for here, 10 minutes for them, so on and so forth. And now you got multiple storylines interconnecting, coming together. I was like, cool, this is what I've been asking for all season. So when they give me what you want, I can't knock it. They're doing what I asked them. Secondly, it's like Lucy's finally coming together, when as though you say that she's, and I'm not knocking you per se, Big J. It's just like, I understand y'all questioning her naivety of the situation, but she knows that this is wrong. Like, it's just a wrong thing. And they're not necessarily saying they don't want to go anywhere because that's their free will. No, they have been implanted with other type of memories and things like that, where that's what they think. That's not who they are. That's not who they are at all. They're just saying it because of the lady that was programming them to say it at this particular point in time from episode 7. That was the congresswoman that was in the car with the president. Yeah, with the president and Cooper, in a sense. So they took someone that's probably had a decent mindset of morality, and then using that to supplement memories into everybody else. And that's no way to live like that. It seemed like it works, but no one will probably guarantee volunteer themselves for said procedure. You want to be who you are. And that's what Lucy's is actually. She sees that it's working, but it's conflicting with just the basic morality of human nature. Like, this is not how things are supposed to be, period. So you see her going through that process. So I'm okay with that struggle. I like the father. I like how the father is playing, like, look, I know that I'm right, but I'm just gonna play along until you realize that I'm right. And then sharing moments like him teaching how to drive and stuff like that. That was very I guess innocent of the moment with the scope of everything around it. I told y'all that what's his name? The sidekick dude. I said he ain't no goddamn ghoul. Like, he's not growing like a ghoul. Like, his nose should be always kind of somewhat. If his face is deteriorating or mutating in a sense, it's like his nose should be going away too, and it's not. I was like, no, he's not like everybody else, and he's not. I think they came up with some name for it. I don't know. I can't, like a centaur or something like that. I think that's what I heard. That's actually something from the game itself. But yeah, when I seen the goddamn mouth on the thing, that was like extra confirmation. I'm like, yeah, he's not a ghoul. He is something else. And now his arm is falling off. He might just end up looking like a mini Jabba the Hutt out this joint. So it's gonna be nasty moving forward. But
start slithering on the ground, slithering.
In fact, I like the vote situation. We're getting a deep dive into the votes. We understand that Barb, Cooper's wife, may not be the person that said everything. Somebody else is playing her hand. So shout out to old homie from the episode 1 that came back in 6 or 7. And it was like, okay, cool. Now we see who the big bad. We've been trying to figure out who the big bad is throughout the entire time. Yeah. It's Enclave. That's the big bad that Mr. House couldn't figure out. He was like, I when he was talking to Cooper, he said, I know that you're a part of this. I just don't know why. And I don't know who's at play. I don't know. There's a bigger hand here. And he couldn't figure it out. The bigger hand is in Enclave. That's who's really running the show. And we're starting to see what they're doing, or at least what they were trying to do. So I appreciate that. Like, a lot of things are being filled out in these last.
Hold on, so you think Enclave is the reason why the bomb fell?
Yeah, I think Enclave is the one that set everything up. I think Hank, who was he talking to? I think he's talking to Enclave. I think he was always a plant for Enclave some kind of way. And we're starting to understand that type of, like, what they're capable of doing. So I don't think it's the president. I don't think it's the government. I don't think it's Mr. House. I think a process of elimination has got to be them. So, and it brings everything together, because they kind of went right by, their building and what they were doing, because we were just, I guess, trying to figure out who was this guy and with this dog in episode 1 and 2. Like, who's this guy with his dog? and we didn't necessarily even pay attention to where he was at, what he was doing, what he was escaping from. We just kind of just said this dude is on the run. That was Enclave the whole time. So it's just like, okay, cool. Maybe I could be wrong, but maybe it's them. Maybe it's they're the ones that's puppeteering everything. And just seeing like I said, like y'all mentioned, Kill Bill Shorty or whatever like that with the one eye. Okay, we got a little backstory on her. We understand that the older lady with the fro, well, she was in on those meetings with Barbara and them, like, so she was there then too. So it's like these players we're seeing their story and we're seeing everything come together at the right time for me. So I just wish that they done this maybe since episode 3. Like I didn't need to wait to episode 6 for this, and I think that's where that's where I part away from the show. To me, it could have been a much better show if they started this type of intersecting storylines from way back when, instead of waiting to episode 6, which is pretty much the final arc of the season. So that's my take on it. It could be better, but I'm glad that we're here now. Let's say that.
Bro, they got to stick the landing on this show, because it's been kind of, fluctuating a little bit. I mean, more on the low end. You know what I'm saying? The episode 7 was better than episode 6. I didn't hate episode 6. I just felt like it. We did get introduced to the mutants too. So not just ghouls. He might be a mutant, BA.
The super
like
mutants.
The guy was. Yeah, like the guy who saved the ghoul in episode 6.
You know who that was, right?
Who that?
That was Ron Perlman.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
The voice starting to sound like it.
Ain't no goddamn Superman. Trust me.
Yeah, that's one of the theories.
He had 2 functional arms. Like, my man's losing arms, dude.
Well, no, they think he's evolving. They said, because that's the thing. They said that he doesn't have what the ghoul has. They said they believe he's a super mutant or something else.
Yeah, before that episode came out, the theory was he was some kind of a super ghoul. There was like 2 different forms of ghouls. They thought that's what he was, because the way, remember, it was season 1 when he had the arrow shot through his neck, he took it out and he healed or whatever. That's where they got that theory from. And now, like you said, BJ, I'm hearing that he could be some kind of a mutant or whatever after episode 6 and 7 or whatever. So I don't know. I guess that's still going around. We'll find out here. Maybe in episode 8 they'll let us know what he is. The fact too, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. When he was handing that nuclear little what's called over to the president, I thought maybe the United States had something to do with the fallout. And then we saw the senator in there with them, and then he cut back to her showing her head in that jar. I'm thinking like, okay, so you telling me the United States had something to do with this whole time or whatever? Because he looked like he was kind of like hesitant to give him that device. He's like, you're looking at her the whole time, and she's smiling like, yeah, it's fine. And when you said what you said, BA, about her being her controlling the minds of those people, that makes sense. Because I was telling my wife that we was watching, I was like, but because she's like really not naive, but she's like really kind and nice and stuff like that. In a world amongst people who aren't like everybody, it seems like everybody in this show is out for themselves. And she's the only one who's trying to help everybody. You know what I'm saying? She was the only one out there protesting by herself and all that stuff. Folks were pushing her out the way and all that. And when you said that, now it's starting to click with me now, because she had her head in that jar. She was controlling those people. That's why they're so nice and calm and stuff. And it's just crazy, man. They killed that woman and used her consciousness, man, to power those people, man. That's cold blooded, man. You know what? Another thing too. You said that's Ron Perlman, Big J. That might actually be the president.
No, the president was Clancy Brown.
Oh, Clancy Brown. Okay. Well, hold on. So,
Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs.
Yeah,
that was Pet Sematary.
The real one. But yeah.
Wait, you said Pet Sematary?
Yeah.
You talking about Clancy Brown?
Yeah.
I always think Clancy Brown. Whenever I always think of the Kurgan, you know what I'm saying, from Highlander.
Yeah, Kurgan from Highlander. Yeah,
that was one of the coldest roles, but
that's really where he made his name from, was in Highlander. But
yeah,
and Lex Luthor and
Mr. Krabs. Come on, Mr. Krabs. Come on, everybody.
I said BJ, Lex Luthor, BJ.
More people, your kids know Mr. Krabs. Everybody knows. I like money.
Wait, that's him for real?
Yeah, that's Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
Oh, he be getting checks then. Oh, I didn't know.
Oh yeah. He don't have to work. He do this at the love of the game.
Bro, he don't miss no chicks. But yeah. Now, like I said, good episode, man. Good episode. Let me ask y'all a question. If you skip, do y'all trust them to stick the landing on this show?
Yeah, I think it'll be much better than what we would expect. I don't think it's going to be like whoa, but I think it'll be a good landing.
Oh, okay, that was good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good landing to where we will look forward to next season. I think it's going to be a look forward to next season type of landing.
Wait, did they greenlit 3?
Probably. Here's the question though. Will the end of season 2 of this be better than the end of season 2 of Peacemaker?
I knew you were gonna bring it up, man.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
I should never said nothing, man.
You set it up. You set it up.
If it ain't no cameos, no rock band cameos, BJ, no. Then no, it ain't gonna be better. You know what I'm saying?
We need Fox and Shazam to show up.
You know what I'm saying? I need to show up. I need to be misled that it's gonna be these awesome cameos, and then it hit me with a rock band,
and then told that you're foolish for even thinking that what I said was true.
Like, why? How you think I misled y'all? I'm confused. How'd you miss it?
But I tell you, it's the greatest thing I ever filmed, and then you guys act like you shocked when I just meant because all my friends was there.
Yeah,
like I said, my friends. No, you never said that. You never said that.
My wife kissed John Cena. Did you see that?
Greatest cinema ever. Cuz you already know, man. Scale of 1 to 10, man. What you got on this, man?
I give episode 7 an 8, and I give episode 6 like a 6.5. Like I said, it was just so slow, and there was a drop off. Like 5 to me was 7.5-ish. 6 was 6.5, and then they jumped back up to about an 8 in episode 7. So I think it was much better. What you got, Big J?
I believe episode 6 was a 6. 7 was a 7.5. We need something like Hamish Linklater to come in from Gen V to save episode 8. We need something like that. We need Epic Cameo to come save episode 8. So,
what you got, be
7 for 6, and I give a 7.75. I'll give it an 8. I give it 8 for 7. So looks like the finale should be a 9. We'll see.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if the finale is not a 9, we going down to MGM. Damn it. We was like good.
I was about to say if the season finale hits about 8.5, I think it'll be good.
So let me ask you this. If it hits at about an 8.5, does that save the overall season of this show?
Yeah.
In y'all opinion?
Because at that point, I think outside of episode 6, every episode would have been above a 7.
That's lofty. I think hopefully they just learn that I think the American public can withstand multiple storylines and be okay with it. So hopefully season 3, because that's what it is. If they land season 2, then they'll definitely greenlight season 3. Then yes, you don't have to have these separate joints. Just give us multiple storylines. We okay. We watch Game of Thrones. We watch stuff like that. We can keep up.
What you think, BJ?
Where do I think it's gonna end?
Like if it ends, like because if it ends on like an 8.5, does that save this season?
I mean, I think that would level the season out to probably like a 7. You know, like I said, I had high hopes because I like season 1 a lot better than season 2 so far.
Yeah,
season 2's kind of been it seems more meandery. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this real quick, BJ. Because you binged it, right? You binged episode season 1.
Yep.
Do you think that is that, or the fact that the weekly vibe of it has downgraded your level of interest? Like if you was watching this through and through, would it be higher for you?
So here's the thing. I actually usually like it more when it builds week to week, not necessarily the binge thing, because I do like to be able to see. And about another show we're gonna talk about. I like when you can go and look at the theories and all the stuff and hear what everybody's thinking about it as they watch it together, versus everybody just drops something and it is what it is. So I prefer to watch the show like as a community, not just week to week to week, and kind of hear what all the theories like we did with WandaVision. Like nobody knew what was going on with WandaVision, and so we got to hear what everybody was thinking. Oh, is Mephisto going to show? Is Simon's brother, the Grim Reaper, gonna be in there. All that kind of those things that kind of add to it, so you can make you think. This one, like I said, the first season I watched it, I actually liked the first season on its own, just because I like the story. I like the ghoul. I like it seemed like a good storytelling. This seems like I said, like they kind of are more meandery, almost like they did season 1, and then when they greenlit season 2, they're like, oh shoot, let's do a show. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they put more time in season 1 than they did season 2 is what it kind of comes off as to me.
Yeah, I agree, Big J. Season 1 got me hyped for season 2. Like I couldn't wait. I mean, Cuz was talking about it, man. I could not wait until season 2 drops. And so, we got you guys on board. Y'all was like, okay, let's go check out season 1. You came back like, yo, season 1 was pretty fire. Y'all was kind of excited for season 2. And so it's just like when season 2 came out, it's like, okay, like it started off a little slow at the beginning. We think like, okay, man, just give it time. It'll work its way to how Fallout was in its first season. But then, like I said a minute ago, it was this ebbs and flows. It was ups and downs. To my opinion, a little bit more down. Not saying it was bad, but just in the sense of Fallout, what we kind of have our mindset to Fallout, it was more on the downside, right? I think I asked you and Big J and BA one day on the show, just overall what y'all thought so far about it. Y'all kind of graded it like a 6, maybe close to a 7. You know what I'm saying? As far overall, and it's just like I kind of had that same sense. I told you my wife kind of stopped watching it there. She watched. She didn't even watch episode 6. She watched 7 last night with me. But it kind of felt like it was just kind of like slow, and I thought maybe it's building up to something, dramatic or whatever. And so that's why I'm saying, like, if 8 comes out to be like, hey, if it does come out to be like the greatest, finale of all time, does that still save the whole entire season as a whole? Because we've seen that before where it's like, man, this season kind of then it hit you with that finale. It's like, whoa, okay, that just completely changed my thought on the whole entire season because of that finale. Or it could be the opposite, like we said with Peacemaker. Yo, Peacemaker was fire up until episode 8. It's like, damn, that just knocked my expectation down some. You know what I'm saying? So, what would you say, BJ?
So a show that did kind of what you're talking about is Ironheart, because we were kind of like, and then when we saw Mephisto, we were like, whoa,
everybody
like,
it was pretty good. And whoa, oh my god, that last episode was just like, okay, hold on, that
changes everything.
Changing everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's why I'm like, I want this, like I always say before, I don't want nothing I like to fail or whatever. But I was kind of wondering because. I was kind of feeling that way. I was kind of wondering how y'all felt about that, because I think I told Big J and BA a couple weeks ago. I was like, I've been listening to y'all's rankings, and y'all kind of like giving the same rankings I'm getting. So I'm like, so y'all having the same thoughts I'm having about the show? It's like it just don't feel the same. It don't have that same, impact as the first season. Like the first season, I literally could not wait to watch every episode. And with this season, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta watch Fallout real quick before the show or whatever. And so. I don't know. I'm hoping that, listen, if they can stick the landing, like you said, BJ, if they can stick the landing on this season, maybe that will, like, I could see them probably green lighting a 3 or whatever.
It's been greenlit. I looked it up. It says its development and writing is underway.
Okay.
Let me ask you. So let me ask you. Let's on that whole green lighting season, and even like we've seen certain shows get greenlit. After they dropped the first season, they think, okay, everybody's responding good. Let's go ahead and approve the second season. Do you think that? I think that's a mistake. I think if you're going to approve a show and give them at least 3 seasons to flesh out what it's going to be. I mean, the thing is, if it doesn't work, you could always cancel. But it's like at least let the writers and the producers and all that work on a cohesive, overarching message and theme for the show for multiple seasons, because a lot of times they throw everything out there in the first season because we might not get another shot, and then once they do get greenlit, like after the first season's over, halfway through, like, oh, okay, get everybody back together. Oh man, he's on another project. Oh man, he started doing this other movie, and so you lose some of that creative, the creative flow, and then you're trying to scrap together a story, and it seems like it's all discombobulated to me, and that's why it seems like they rush a show. And you know what I'm saying? Versus when they do the second and third seasons when they're not approved. Like, approve all 3 seasons up front. And like I said, if it's a flop, then guys, this ain't working. The rates are down.
No, I agree. Give us a immediate 3. Sit on 4 just in case you need to wrap it up, as far as it not being anything extra, just to be able to close off any loose ends. But yeah, I think each show should automatically have 3, and just go from there. Wholeheartedly at that.
Yeah, I agree, bro. Like I said, because you can kind of tell sometimes, like what BJ was just saying, you can kind of tell sometimes depending on the pace and the flow from season 1 to 2. If they like, I really believe, like, for example, I think the God of War is going to flow like season 1 of Fallout, because they already greenlit 1 and 2. It's gonna flow, you know what I'm saying, perfect or whatever. And so, like you said, I'm trying to remember. I don't even think they greenlit 2 until Fallout, the season of Fallout 1 was done, and it got the high praise it got. I think, and then when I think they greenlit 2, it wasn't one of them cases where, oh, we already greenlit 2, we were running it or whatever. But I mean, we greenlit 2 it within the season or before they started shooting or whatever. They already greenlit season 3. You know what I mean? So 3 is gonna probably feel a little bit more cohesive and flow a little bit better. Matter of fact, you know what? Now that I'm saying that, maybe that's why it's paced the way it's paced in season 2, because it's going to flow into a one narrative story from 2 to 3. That's probably why it's flowing the way it's flowing or whatever. So I don't know. We're gonna see, bro. I'm hoping in one of the cases. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, guys. I have watched a interview with Alex Cross, Aldous Hodge, and I forgot the showrunner's name. But they talked about that. Like, they got greenlit for 2 seasons. So before they even got the hype for how great this show was in season 1, season 2 was already written, recorded, and already buttoned up, ready to go. So stuff like that is what makes the shows like that so great, is that you already have a cohesiveness. So that's what these studios need to get back to if they want great writing and great have a better expectation of writing and production, is to give these people the consistency, give them the multiple seasons outright, and just go from there instead of just a bit by bit. Because I know they've done it for a very long time, even with regular TV, where they just order a pilot and then they order a few extra shows from there just to see how it go. But I think just with so much availability on streaming now, I think for you to be able to break through, you need the consistency to be able to break through.
I agree, man. Oh, but real quick before we turn the page, I'm gonna give episode 6. I'm gonna give it like a 7, and then like episode 7, I'll probably give it like a 7.5. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So hopefully, like I said, episode 8. Matter of fact, when did it come out? Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the episode. We'll talk about the finale next Saturday, y'all. So join us for that. All right, y'all. We can turn the page now, man. Let's get into the main topic. The Wonder Man. So listen, there's probably another spoiler alert. Let me put this up real quick. Listen, if you have not seen Wonder Man, we encourage you to go watch it, come back, and let us know what you think. But until then, spoilers.
Spoilers. You know,
yes, sir. You've been warned. All right. We're about to talk about Wonder Man. Y'all can literally go on Disney Plus and watch it. All of the episodes are out right now on Disney Plus. All right. Let's look at some news attached to this, y'all. Then we can kind of give our opinions on the Wonder Man. So check this out. Wonder Man debuts with a 90% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. So it had a debut of an audience score and critic score of 90. Okay. But check this out. I bet y'all didn't know this. Wonder Man could have been canceled as a tax write-off during the strikes. So, of course, for a lot of people who don't know, this Brad Winderbaum had nothing to do with this show. This was something that was on the shelf here for a while, and they finally decided to release it here recently. So he had nothing to do with this. This was one of those shows that kind of got put in the back burner during the whole entire writer's strike and all that stuff. And check this out here. Yahya Abdin will reportedly return as Wonder Man in Avengers Doomsday. I think we kind of talked about that on the last show. We was kind of predicting that he'd be back. Since Marvel has had conversations about making Wonder Man a mutant here in the MCU, and we're gonna talk about why that could be. But let's get to it. Big J, man, what you think, man? What's your thoughts on the show, man?
So once again, going into it from the stuff we had been seeing, it looked.
Sorry, one more thing.
Go ahead.
Did not know that this was a Marvel Spotlight show. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, what I'm about to say, it really makes sense on why the show was the way it was. But go ahead, BJ.
No, I was gonna say I was. I can take these off because this is Wonder Man we're talking about now, so I don't need to glasses. But I was gonna say I was not overly looking forward to it. I thought, okay, this is weird. They're trying a new format. This whole meta look at actors and acting within the MCU, would it being a superpowered actor, and all that. But and then like even the stuff we saw, it looked interesting, but it did not look like anything that I was going to necessarily care about. And I was completely wrong. Like I said, when they dropped that last trailer, I was like, oh, this looks like this might be interesting. And once again, I don't know if it was just Disney that didn't have faith in it, or if it was because it was done, because like you said, it wasn't done under Winterbaum, but this was something that was done by, kind of led by Destin Daniel Creighton and Andrew Guest. And like I said, it wasn't a Bob Iger or, I guess it was like one of the last of the Chapek holdover shows, and they just didn't know what to do with it.
Right.
And they didn't know. And so once again, my thoughts is, like I said, because I heard they were about to cancel it too, is do they just not know what's good? You know what I'm saying? Is it that Disney doesn't know what's good? Because this show was great. Like I know, and it's not the typical superhero show, but it's one of those things that it don't have to be, because it's like we say, it's a good story. It told a good story. It got you invested in the characters. And, you see the struggling actor, and he having his worst day because he's going and he overthinking everything. And, he's when we first introduced him, he on set, and he's having to walk because they were like, oh yeah, no, the carts are for the the stars, basically. He having to walk around from on set, and he gets to there. He's supposed to be playing this professor on American Horror Story, which once again, a real show that they referencing. That's in their wheelhouse because it's a Disney property. And like I said, they kind of walk you through, and he's struggling. He goes and does way too much, gets fired off the set, and misses a big break because he gets in his way trying to be this perfect actor and overthinking. Should I be picking up this book to put it in my bag too? And I'm like, and you could tell what was going on. Everybody was getting annoyed. And like I said, he gets home and his girl leaving him. And then it's a disaster. And you go see the movie, and he run into Trevor. It's like I said, but the way they did this show, the relationship between him and Trevor was great. The chemistry between them two was great. I'd love to see more of both of them in the MCU, because like I said, Trevor, I don't know, not everybody. I was not a fan of the Mandarin twist that they did in Iron Man 3.
Nobody was, BJ.
I liked him better in Shang-Chi. He was kind of funny as the comic relief in Shang-Chi, him and Morris. And that was a Destin Daniel Creighton thing too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point. I think
so. And that's why they said that right after they did Shang-Chi, they shot this, and he wanted to bring him back again because he thought, oh, we could use him to do something else. And I like the fact that, and like the crazy thing, I was watching some breakdowns. They were saying that a lot of the stuff that they reference, like the movies and stuff they reference that Trevor did, was actually stuff Ben Kingsley did. Throughout the year.
Oh, okay.
So like it was actually Ben Kingsley movies, but they swapped Trevor out with him, and he was quoting stuff from the movies.
That's what's up.
Cool. And like I said, and I like some of the cameras. Like to me, Josh Gad and that the was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen, with him in the club doing the Olaf song.
Yeah.
And then the Joey Pants episode.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, Joey, that was funny. And then Joey Pants, he called him out, and he was like, "You being kind of." He was like, "What?" I thought, and what was that? Baby's Day Out was terrible. He was like, "What?"
Oh yeah.
So it's like I said, it's just good. But then, like I said, in the power aspect of it was because he was all closed off from work because he was scared for everybody to see his powers. That made him a worse actor. When he kind of let go of all that, that's when he got out of his own head. That's what Trevor helped him do to become a better actor. And then that's when they bonded and they became friends. But then, of course, he found out Trevor betrayed him. And like I said, it's a good story. I like the fact he came back for Trevor after Trevor did the Mandarin thing, because I did love to see the Mandarin again with that voice, because that was always the cool part.
You'll never see me coming.
When he's like, another lesson for you. So I'm like, okay. So it was cool to see all that, and he saved the Mandarin because he made him do something cool for his friend. He sacrificed himself as friend. So then, I was like, one man was like, I got to go back and save my friend, and broke him out of prison, and that's when he kind of mastered his powers. But like I said, you could tell by the end of the show, he was way too powerful for him not to be in Doomsday or Secret Wars. Because I'm like, you can't have somebody like that run around, and the worlds are colliding, and then you don't do nothing about it. And then secondly,
dang, Big J, you already got Sentry. What else do you want, bro?
Everybody.
Well, hold on.
Everybody.
You ain't talked about Gaia from Secret Invasion.
she in space somewhere. She'll be there. She'll be like she'll swoop in like Captain Marvel, man.
With every power ever known to man. But no, so the thing, like I said, the other cool thing about this is that it also seems like they set up damage control to be what's going after mutants in the mutant saga, because they got this prison, they collecting folks with powers, and it seems like that's what they're doing. They're gonna be kind of like besides the Sentinels, but probably the Sentinels may be even part of their damage control thing. We may see a ball of our trash. What if hold on? Because I heard that what's it, Tremel Tillman? They said he's supposed to be the head of DODC. What if he's playing Bolivar Trask? You know what I'm saying? He could be in the Spider-Man movie. That's because I remember we were wondering what his character is.
We still don't know him. Yeah,
they said somebody said yesterday they heard that he was playing the head of the damage control, and I'm like, what if he was playing? What if he was Bolivar Trask in that world, and he could be creating the Sentinels to go after superpowered individuals? And once we found out about mutants, that could be a whole thing, because we already got 2 mutants confirmed. Now we don't know if he's a mutant. We think he's a mutant because they kind of hinted at that, like his power came after his father's death, because maybe he got beat up in school, so he wasn't apparently superpowered at that point.
Yeah,
and we think that's when the fire happened. That's when this stuff either
how old was he when it happened?
Huh?
How old was he when it happened?
He was a teenager. He was like 12, 13. So that's when
you go.
So I think they setting all this up for him to be a mutant, just like Kamala Khan. So like I said, but me, I like the show. I like the ending and all that. When we got to see him in Master of His Powers, we did get a comic accurate suit for the movie shot. When they were doing the movie, was like I said, that whole meta movie in the movie thing. I like the fact that we saw him in the outfit. He put on the red glasses, that they found from the original Wonder Man. I think all of it was cool, man. I liked it. What about you, BA?
There we go. All right. So, from what I took from this is I took a lot. Let's just say that off top. One, Yaya is a phenomenal actor. The way he drew you into multiple scenes of him just acting, right? Him being an actor, pretending like trying to get parts and stuff, like the casting calls and things like that. His monologues. It's like, yo, like I'm drawn in. Like he did that. He satisfied that. So, he gave us multiple different ways of feeling for a character. One, I in the very first episode when he was going through all the reshoots and stuff like that, I was like, you doing too much, dog. Like you doing too much, dog. Like, yeah, I mean, when keeping it real goes wrong, like you about to get like the picture of that, and he did too much. But it was because of that when you seen other episodes and you, like you say, you go through his childhood and then you realize that he was a loner, and then you realize he had to thank his mother for actually loving him. And he wasn't necessarily in relationships like that. Like he didn't open up. So he was definitely secluded. And when you realize that he had a friend in Trevor, and when you realized Trevor was kind of playing two sides, you felt when he went into the studio and broke it down and brought it down, like you felt that. You felt just like I said, just different segments of it. Like he really portrayed the character very well, whereas though you was on his side. Even with the when he was at the Devon dude's house, and he told him to go ahead on an improv, and then he was like messing up and did the Pretty Woman bit. He was like, God damn, like, yo, you messing up your shot. Like I literally said that out loud, and I realized I'm watching a TV show. Like, I need to calm down. I was like, yo, you effing up right now, dog. Get it together. You know what I mean? Like, yo, get it together. When he was talking to Trevor right afterwards, like, Trevor, like, yo, you blowing this, dog. I was like, yeah, yo, you blowing this, dog. Pause. Like, you really messing this opportunity up. So, like, he really did a lot. And that's all Yaya, man. That's all him and Trevor and Ben Kingsley. They really brought the acting to this show. And like I said, it was a 2-man show. And I think maybe there's something that Marvel can realize that, you know, and like I said, Big J kind of said it earlier. Like, what are y'all looking at? Like, what are y'all watching? Why do you not know what works and what doesn't at this point? Because let's think. Okay, things that worked out. Loki worked out. Wow. It was Loki and Owen Wilson character. They was pretty much tag team that whole series together. You know, two people. WandaVision, Wanda and Vision. Even freaking Hawkeye was Hawkeye and Kate Bishop. Like, these 2-man joints work. We don't need a cluster. I was about to say that. You don't need a lot of people together. All at all times. You don't want like a solo mission either. Echo was solo. It didn't do well. You know what I'm saying? Ironheart had a lot of solo qualities to it. It you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't do as well as I would want it to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need that. Shout out to Falcon, Winter Soldier. The movie, The Winter Soldier. It was Cap, and it was kind of Black Widow throughout that whole thing with others in a sense. But it was like it was just sometimes it's just like you don't need a lot in order to tell a good story. Just give us a good story and let the actors act, because that's who they are first and foremost. You're getting actors to play superheroes, not the other way around. Another thing I took was just the fact that as a Black man watching this, I like to take things personal. I was like, yo, I am understanding and feeling the fact that he is a superhero. I'm not saying I'm a superhero. Just hear me out. Having to subdue himself in order to get certain jobs and opportunities. I think everybody on this panel had been in situations in corporate America where you really couldn't be yourself. You couldn't talk like you wanted to talk. You had to kind of you had to cold switch a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You had to do certain things and stuff. So even our own superpowers that we have, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be labeled as the angry Black guy. So you really can't say as much as you want to say and things like that. You quickly get labeled and you quickly miss opportunities and stuff. That's the same thing Yaya was dealing with. That's the same thing Simon was dealing with. He had to subdue himself the entire show, basically. Just to act, just to do something that he loved to do. So I felt that. I was like, damn, like that's a cold take right there. Like, he really had to do that. I guess just certain things, like I said, just I guess as a person, as a child, like I said, I was raised by my mom, right? So when I saw the father scene, that kind of took me aback. I was like, his father realized that he could have took this multiple different ways, and I'm quite sure he kind of gave him different options when certain things arose before he passed away. But we always think of, like the Black male father. You gotta be strong. You gotta do this. You gotta do this. Go fight them and whatever like that. That is a tactic. I'm not knocking that, but it's also a tactic to realize your son might need a mental day, just for one day, just one day. Take him away from the situation. You don't have to go to school for today. You sick today, right? Let's go watch this movie together. Spend some time together. Like that hit different. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that they was tackling a lot of different things that I guess on the surface it's like you just kind of just watch it to be watching it. But when you really look at the root of certain things, it was like, damn, that was a dope move that his father did. We don't see that on TV a lot. You gotta understand, this is TV we're talking about. We don't see that on TV a lot. But we see other people go through stuff like that, but we don't see that for people that look like us. So I was glad that they had that in there as well. And I think lastly, episode 4, with Doorman Davis, man, let me tell you something. For them to lead off, I guess to end episode 3 with like, I don't want to be like Doorman Davis. And you're like, well, who the hell is Doorman Davis?
I ain't gonna lie, I was when he said that. Wait, what?
Right, like who the hell is Doorman Davis?
You gotta
You have
explain
a
that,
whole
bro.
episode just for Doorman Davis,
Mhm.
and you fully understand who the hell. So Doorman is a character. We know that part of it, but we was like, all right, but I don't know. I don't think his real name was whatever his name, something Davis. Like I don't think that was the character name. I was like, well, okay, how are we gonna make this work? Right, and then Josh Gad showed up, and so on and so forth. When you seen the ups and downs of an actor, pretty much it was kind of, I guess, highlighting the 15 minutes of fame, the hot tours of the world and stuff like that. Like you think that you hot and you think that you're gonna have all these different things, even if you don't want it, you just gotta take because it's there to take. But then you might get addicted to it, right? And then it's too much, and then all of a sudden you just kind of play yourself out. So now you strung out looking for the next opportunity. He got that last opportunity, and things happen in a sense. So I was like, damn, they really went there in a whole episode, and they did. And to me, they delivered. So I was like, yo, they knocking this out the park for me. I said last, I got one last thing. I was like, who the hell is the antagonist of this joint? Who's the villain? And I realized because of Doorman and what he did, the villain was society as a whole. They came out with that mandate. You can't be a superhero doing certain things. You can't act as a superhero, or you can't be a superhero acting because of this. So the whole thing was him trying not to be a superhero, trying not to be himself, just so he can act, just so he can do something that he loves to do. So really, it was the society as a whole, the government, the mandates, the policies at hand, that was the villain of the show. It wasn't necessarily the Department of whatchamacallit that was trying to get him. That was that was the surface level. That was something for the average character, the average viewer to kind of get a hold of. No, it was this. He was fighting himself. It was his own inner self that he was fighting, and he had finally got the deal, got the job, got the Wonder Man joint. He is that dude, and now he can kind of be himself. And you saw what happened at the end. This thing only had like 3 action scenes. A Marvel show only had 3 action scenes. The last joint when he freed him, the little fight that they had, and he brought down the studio. Maybe the table, if you're going to include the table. That's about it. That's about it. So, I think all in all, I think they nailed it. I think it was one of the best things I've seen when it comes to Marvel. I wish they take notes. I can't believe that they was about to use this as a tax write-off. And this is one of our own guys. Like I wish it was Black Panther S, because the original character is a white guy. I was like, we got to take what we can get. I live with it. But yeah, man, I love to see Yaya moving forward, and yeah, he got a fan in me for sure.
It's crazy.
For me, I keep it simple because y'all basically hit everything already. For me, it was the casting. The casting was fantastic because of how they wrote the story with the Creole family. That's what I looked up, was that Yaya is West Indian, like his family is from West Indies. So for them to go with the Creole in the show was pretty fantastic. It's like, yo, they hitting on that. The Doorman episode was fantastic to give us a backstory of why can be a superhero,
in Hollywood.
A superpower human in Hollywood, which was fantastic. I think that they are starting to build towards the Department of Cleanup,
Damage control.
being able to get, I think they're going to end up getting replaced by another group that will end up building the Sentinels because of what they're talking about, like the budget cuts and stuff like that. I think that's what's going to end up changing them to, because of the budget cuts, I think that's going to end up changing them over to a different group. And then that's when the Sentinels will end up coming around. So I think they're starting to put in the seeds for that within the MCU as well. And then it was a fun episode. Was another fun episode was when they were the Chamoy. The guys were doing the Chamoy. Had the police coming to the door with the gangsters.
That was
and
so
stuff.
funny.
It was so simple, but it was just so funny just watching that whole thing just transpire. And it was had them. It was just fun to watch. The acting, the stories, the people. The casting was fantastic. The family, his family, from his mom, just always been open to he's just like it's just such a black mom with the having a son of how much to love she was giving him, how much space she was giving him. His big brother, how much he you can see how he was the firm one. Basically, what had to take up more like a father's role, just being the oldest and stuff like that. After the dad passed away, you can see how their relationship was. But I was happy for him, like at the end where he was able to just show how much joy he had for him for the success of Wonder Man. And then actually truly being able to see Wonder Man's power at the end with the prison break. Because I agreed, but there was no way that they was going to bring this type of character into the MCU, especially if it's even if it's on TV and not have him in either Doomsday or Secret Wars. Like that would have been impossible to do. So I'm glad that that he'll be back for it. Doomsday. It's great writing, great acting. I absolutely loved it, and it wholeheartedly deserved 90 plus Rotten Tomatoes. And yeah, I'm glad they didn't do it as a tax write-off.
Bro, listen, there's a lot I took from this, not just from the show, but just the whole entire situation in general. Like I said, I did not know. We were sitting there watching we started watching the show, and I didn't know that it was a Marvel Spotlight. When that intro came up before the show started, after watching the first episode, I said, okay, now things are starting to make sense. When we were talking about the fact that the thing about it being a tax write-off and why they didn't know if it was going to be good or not and all that stuff. I think they were thinking was because it wasn't a lot of, like BA said, it wasn't a lot of action. It wasn't the typical superhero show. They thought that people were not going to draw to it. That's probably why they also did that. They probably put the whole thing on because of that, right? The fact that it actually got the reception that it got, it shocked them. I know it shocked them. The Marvel Spotlight part, I want to highlight that more because for a lot of people who don't know, the Marvel Spotlight is intended to be its own story, not attached to anything MCU related, and it's supposed to be grounded. It's supposed to be the most grounded of all the stories told within the MCU. So when you took this character, who is a fantastical character, and you ground his story, that's the part that is fascinating to a lot of people. Now, the one thing I didn't like, I guess I'm gonna have to live with it now. The fact that they're trying to turn him into a mutant. We all know that Wonder Man's not a mutant. He got his power from Baron Zemo in the comics, right? I was wondering maybe he had some kind of accident as a kid and he got it, but they never alluded to that. They always made it seem like he had always had those powers, or he got those powers just out the blue or whatever. So that's kind of where my mind went before I started hearing people theorizing that he was a mutant. I started thinking like, damn, are they trying? I told my wife that. I said, they trying to make him a mutant? Because he just all of a sudden got his powers, and when matter of fact, when they showed the episode where he had the holes in his shirt, the burn holes in his shirt, but he wasn't hurt. That's what my mom went to first. I'm like, oh, so he had these powers. He was a kid, so they're trying to say he's a mutant. And also too, I was listening to some people saying that this Wonder Man is going to be completely different from the Wonder Man in the comics. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, now I see what they're talking about when they said that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't know if I mean, we'll have to see how it plays out, but I just don't like the fact that you don't have to make everybody into a mutant just to try to introduce us to the X-Men. The Secret War is going to do that for us. We're going to get a reset of everything to where all these characters are going to be within one universe. We're going to get that already. You don't have to like, hey, we're showing y'all there these creatures out here in the world or whatever. Like, no, we already know about the X-Men. We know the X-Men are going to be part of the MCU after Secret War. That's all we need. But the fact that they're changing up the origin of like Kamala Khan and now Wonder Man making them mutants and all that type of stuff, it's like, I mean, I guess, I mean, just make good content, I guess, bro. I mean, I can't really complain too much about that. But But yeah, other than that, man, like I said, I like the show. Like I said, the Doorman episode was one of the best ones. It kind of reminded me of Atlanta. It had that Atlanta feel to it. Had that Vince Staple type of feel to it. The fact, like I said, when BA said the episode before they showed the Doorman episode, he's like, man, I want to end up like Doorman Davis. And I'm thinking like Doorman Davis, like some kind of like criminal or something, so somebody went rogue or something. And then, like I said, when they showed that, I'm like, oh, this is a guy that he didn't want to be like oh, he want to be like a bouncer or be broke or whatever. Okay, I can see that. But then when you see the show continuing to progress, you're like, oh, this is what he meant. And none of y'all said R.I.P. to Josh Gad, man.
Hey,
you don't know
Josh Gad was the star of this show.
I mean, we don't know.
You know, they came out and said that he's not dead, right?
Oh, okay.
They think he's in the
yeah. They said that he's still inside Doorman Paul some kind of way.
That's funny.
I did put on my Facebook, Josh Gad missing. Last seen on the shoot of Cash Grab 2. I did actually post that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm like, yo, nobody brought that up. Like, bro, we just gonna ignore that. Like, whatever.
Like
no, Josh Gad is gone, bro. Like, he's out of there. But no, I like that episode, man. Like I said, man, it was a pretty good show. Like I said, the Chua episode, that was, bro, it was funny because he was on the phone, and also you heard a gunshot. Oh no, we gotta go. Everybody started running out the back door, bro. That was a funny episode, bro. Cause I was like, when he said something about like when he came in there, he think he in there, selling doing drug stuff or whatever, and he was like, oh no, we in there selling candy or whatever. Like he trying to taste the candy and all that stuff. Mom was like, hold on, this dude might have set Wonder Man up to like do something for him that he wasn't supposed to do. And then kind of find that guy like, oh, you talking about such and such, or Hector or whatever. He's like, oh, bro, we had a falling out over the business or whatever. He's mad now. He want to take this motorcycle or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, he trying to set the dude up, man. It's gonna get ugly. And then it's when them monsters came up there to the door. And man, luckily the kid didn't die, man. But yeah, it was a good episode too, man. Show overall was pretty good. This kind of got me wondering too. This was the last. This is the last of the. Well, I don't know if it's the last show. I can't say that, but this is a Marvel Spotlight show. This is the second of the Marvel Spotlight shows. They didn't have faith in it. I'm wondering, are they going to, after the success of Wonder Man, are they going to continue to do more Marvel Spotlight shows, or this is kind of like we got lucky. We're going to just step away from that. I wonder how that's going to be, because I think me and Cuz talked about it a while back after Echo. It's like, well, Echo wasn't that successful. It's like, okay, so are they going to stick with Marvel Spotlight and do more Spotlight shows or whatever, or are they just going to kind of like sweep it under the rug? But then we got this. They were talking about doing a tax write-off. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, are we going to still continue to get Marvel Spotlight shows? What I'm wondering. What you say, BJ?
No, at first I was thinking about it, but that wasn't a Spotlight, because I was thinking about Werewolf by Night, but that was a special presentation.
Presentation, yeah.
Yeah, I think Spotlights are like, they consider like mini series, basically.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a contained story. It's supposed to be grounded, contained stories, which is why that's another thing too. It's this story is grounded and contained, which means his brother's not gonna be Grim Reaper, y'all. I could be wrong. I mean, maybe later on down the line he'll turn to Grim Reaper, but he don't seem like that kind of person where he kind of flip a switch and turn bad or whatever. He seems like he just want he want to do the right thing every time or whatever, but. I don't know. I just because they changed his origin, like Cuz was saying, him being Creole and all that stuff. It's like they changed his origin already, so I wouldn't be surprised if brother is not Grim Reaper. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of people are kind of theorizing that, but because it was a Marvel Spotlight show and it was grounded, now it makes sense why brother's not Grim Reaper. Yeah. So, but Cuz, what you get this, man? Hold on, my bad. Let me do this. Get the Kaioken ratings out, y'all. All right, Cuz, what you give it Kaioken rating, man?
I can give it a smooth 9.2, because definitely rewatchable. Going to rewatch it before like your Doomsday and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm for sure going to rewatch it. So 9.2.
What you got, Big J?
I'm gonna give it a 9.5 because I actually, like I said, I really enjoyed the show. I watched the whole thing straight through and then went back and started watching parts of it again. So I'm probably rewatch the entire thing. And like I said, I enjoyed it thoroughly though. So, BA.
What about you, BA?
I'm gonna give it 9.75, man.
Gotta be different.
It was almost perfect for me.
I'm gonna be different, y'all. I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Hater.
Still lying.
Hater.
You lying.
No, I'm gonna give it a 9, man. I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm curious now to see how they gonna move forward with him here in the MCU, bro. We're gonna have a lot of heavy hitters now, man. You already got Sentry out there, and they talking about Wonder Man.
It's a heavy hitter in each group. Like the main Avengers got Thor, the new Avengers got Sentry. If they come up with the West Coast Avengers with us, I think they probably do. They got Wonder Man, so it does keep them balanced. They're not all on one squad. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, West Coast Avengers got Vision too, right? Isn't Vision supposed to be in the West Coast Avengers?
Yeah, he is.
Vision gonna be with the New Bloods.
Oh, the champions.
The champions.
Okay.
I don't know. I just threw that out there, but I'm just saying it is balanced though, as much as we can be balanced in this world.
Oh, there's another thing too. So that means you're not gonna get Wonder Man. Not gonna have any type of attachment. It don't seem like BJ to Vision the way he was in the comics. So like I said, that's what I'm saying. They changed a lot of stuff up, bro, with them. And they said that, like I said, I was watching something. And they said that. Matter of fact, I think it was when they came out with the Rotten Tomato scores for the critics. They said, I think one of them said that in there. He's like, yo, if Wonder Man in the comics is not like the Wonder Man in the comics. And I'm thinking like they're saying it because he's black or whatever. Like, no, after watching the show, this is nothing like Wonder Man in the comics. And I guess I'm okay with that. Like I said, I just don't know why we got attached like him to being a mutant. Just say he got the powers from something or whatever. But it's fine. Like I said, I'm not banging the table like, man, make them a super powered individual or whatever. But you got the essence of him. Like I said, he was an actor who had these powers or whatever, and he's trying to balance that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fine with that, man. I'm fine with it.
So, question.
But yeah, I give it a 9 though. But go ahead.
If Vision did take his brainwave, would he be like the Vishon character that we saw, or what were we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
What's the next thing?
I'm just saying.
I'm glad you stepped in because I was really best sit here and think about that and answer that question, bro. Thank you. You saved my life, bro. Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking let me see. I mean,
we could. What if it? Okay, y'all didn't want to see Paul Bettany.
With a gold chain.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Wow. From Oakland.
Let's turn the page back to these quick hits. Yeah, check it out. Marvel Studios considering splitting Avengers Secret Wars into 2 films. So do y'all remember when we was trying to decipher that dang picture that the 85th picture that the Russo brothers released? It was probably that behind the scenes set photo or whatever, and they had the little lights beaming down on a certain part of the beams or whatever in the background. And I think people were saying they saw 3 A's. It's part of in that picture, highlighting 3 A's. This is a lot of people think this is where it's coming from. Because supposedly they're gonna have Doomsday, and then they're talking about splitting Secret Wars into 2 films. So they're gonna have a total of 3 Avenger films. So that's gonna be interesting. But BA, what you think about that,
man? 3 movies to match the 3 A's. I get that. Yeah, I was just trying to think how they're gonna break it down. So if Doomsday is the introduction, I wouldn't mind 3. I wouldn't mind 3. Especially if it's year by year. I wouldn't mind it.
Well, can we make that 6 months apart like they did Infinity War in Endgame?
Was it 6 months apart?
I think it's like 6 months apart, right?
Okay,
it should be. I mean, because it should be shooting them consecutively, so it doesn't make sense. It should be shooting them
consecutively. Yeah, so it should be all at the same time. So yeah, I wouldn't mind that. It's a lot if they got a lot and they realize like, yo, we had 4 hours and we are like yo, we really can't cut nothing else, then yeah, go ahead on and just find a good ending point and let's move on to the next thing. You gotta think, Doom is gonna do what Doom does, and then some kind of way the world is gonna break down. So you got to deal with the breakdown part of it, and then you got to deal with the new world that comes from that. That sounds like 3 movies. Like it sounds like 3 movies in a sense. So yeah, I'm okay with it. Just don't let it be stupid. Like I said, we just want a good product at the end of the day. I was honestly thinking, way back when that Doomsday was gonna be two films. But even like when they made the transition from Kang Dynasty to that, I was like, yo, this is probably gonna be 2 joints. Now that they got Doom involved in it, because they spent other movies and other shows highlighting Kang. So I was like, okay, that's them kind of, like Ant-Man and stuff like that. So that was them kind of introducing Kang. So I was like, okay, so you don't need 2 films for that. But I was like, we have no idea about Doom. Like Doom is a brand new character, despite who's playing him. It's still a brand new character that they're introducing, and it's Doom. So I was like, oh, this is definitely 2 films. So the fact that it wasn't, was like, okay, cool. They're gonna do some things, but yeah, Secret Wars being 2 films split into 2, I'm okay with that.
What you got, Cuz?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I agree. It's great that it's 2 films. I wouldn't be upset if they would do Doomsday as 2 as well. Just give us 4 films and drop them every 6 months. Because then with because the runtime for Doomsday is so long, go ahead, split that in half, just so that people will be able to sit through it, and then have your because now you can actually put all the information that you want in it as well, and the same for Secret Wars as well. So it'll be December, July, or December, June, and just keep it rolling just like that. I would not be upset with it. But yeah, with Secret Wars being 2 films, yeah, it just makes so much sense because you have a lot of information, a lot of stuff that you got to go through, from world ending to world building to character creation, character destroying as well. There's a lot going on. So yeah, for it to be split into 2 films, being about 2.5 to 3+ hours each. Yeah, and for you to be able to do it right, yeah, it just makes sense to be able to split it into 2, do it, and have them to drop 6 months apart. It just makes so much sense to do it that way. BJ.
So, like I said, I heard that the runtime of Secret Wars was getting around 3 hours 45 minutes ish, which, like I said, that would make sense to split it if that's the case. But I guess where you could put a lot of demarcation, we know Doomsday, or we believe that in Doomsday that they spend the entire movie not knowing that he looks like Tony. And so it could be, because remember they was like, why, how does that get resolved? They said it doesn't, and so we were like, But so if the entire movie is them thinking that Doom is on their side and he's a good guy, and then at the end, that's when we get the reveal that he is a bad guy and still don't know he's Tony, that could be the beginning of Secret Wars Part 1, where it's about, them discovering that he's got Tony's face, and then them dealing with that aftermath, then figure out he's a variant and all that stuff. Maybe Loki explaining what a variant is. And then the third part, or the Secret Wars Part 2, could be all of them getting together to try and fight him at that point, once they kind of deal with the ramifications of fallout of him being a Tony Stark variant. Which that can make sense if they do that kind of split up in the storytelling portion.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a year apart, because I saw one thing they're talking about doing one May 27 and one May 28. I'm like, no. I'm like, if that's the case, then I'm out. Do you need them if you're doing them concurrently? You're doing all the effects. You do not need to make this a year to stretch that out. Because remember, they're not doing anything in between these movies, and they can't. Once you do Secret Wars Part 1, you can't really put something in the middle of it as filler. So which means you don't get any other movies between them two. So no, they need to do a 6-month window at best, and then keep it moving, working on all the follow movies after that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like you said, and plus you don't want that to drag. So just go ahead, like you said, make it 6 months if you're gonna do that. Because like I said, I believe Infinity and Endgame were 6 months apart, so that would make sense. And it was like a flowing flowing story or whatever. So yeah, Doomsday, from Doomsday to the first Secret Wars would be a year, and then you make Secret Wars Part 1 to Part 2 6 months. That would make sense. That way too, you can start working on the other stories after Secret Wars, that's infected after Secret Wars. So yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool with 2 films. The more the merrier. It feels like they're trying to make up for not having an Avenger movie. What was it, the last phase or whatever? So I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool with it. So big deal to me. But let's turn the page here, man. And let's get to some Daredevil news. We got a bunch of Daredevil news. So check this out. The Hand will reportedly appear in Born Again Season 3. They're already confirmed to show up in Spider-Man Brand New Day. So there's our link right there. Supposedly, too, I heard a rumor that Daredevil will be in prison in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Matt will be in prison. So we're gonna see how that goes. But Cuz, think about this, man.
It's exciting with the Hand showing up and them linking them into Spider-Man as well. This is, and the Hand is a grounded super villain or a organization. So this is world building right here. So this is fantastic. Makes me excited just to see what he'll be dealing with, especially when it comes to dealing with the Hand. Now you end up having you can end up growing his crew as well. So being able to get ready to bring your defenders back in when it comes to season 3, because you're dealing with the Hand. You have all this happening, so he's going to need some help. So this is great world building for it. And like I said, being able to build link Spider-Man into it as well. So with Sony started to act right when it comes to the Spider-Man properties, this does give me a lot of hope moving forward between being able to see the 2 of them together, between Daredevil and Spider-Man together. Daredevil, not just Murdoch, but actually Daredevil and Spider-Man together. So it's really exciting news to hear. What you got, Big J?
Like I said, I've been hearing stuff because I also heard with this new sharing deal that there was a chance we might get a little Spider-Man in Daredevil season 2, leading up to Brand New Day, which that could be part of the crossover, where because we know that we're going to have Punisher and Spider-Man. We already knew that, and so there was even a hint that there could be like even more crossover. So I don't know yet, but it would make sense if the Hand's going to be showing up in Spider-Man the Spider-Man, that we could see it again and continuing that story in Daredevil season 3, and maybe see a Tombstone in there as well, because he's supposed to be the leader of the Hand, is what we've been hearing.
Okay, what you got, BA?
Nothing too much to add to it, other than it's good the fact that we can kind of revamp them from the old Netflix series. I think that they are very, it's very formidable. A bunch of beat 'em ups, I guess I can call them that. Just something that you can take down the numbers and see some cool action scenes from, other than fighting each other or whatnot. So when you see like the Hand, that means it's going to be help. He's going to have help, and we know who's on dock for that. So it's like, okay, cool, bet. Like, okay, we're expanding this thing. I do think that like you just can't keep going against the Kingpin like the entire time. Like it's not like you're gonna need other things, other people or something like that to intertwine with that, or else it's gonna get real redundant and real boring, I think, real quickly. So I like the fact that they chose to bring back the Hand. I say bring back, but it's Born Again. So to revamp the Hand, I should say. Yeah, I think that's a very, very good choice. I wonder is Electric signed to that some kind of way. I'm not sure if they're going to go that route, but it's a way. It's a way.
Hold on, BA. Maybe. Does the Hand mean the Iron Fist comes back? Because if so, then I'm out. I don't want that. I don't want none of that. Yeah, we can cut that whole plot thread if that's what that means.
Bring back Danny Rand. Bring him back.
Danny Rand or bust.
You know what I'm saying? So
look. When Big J is right, I want him when he's right. So When I said help, that did not include a glowing fist.
When you said help, I was like, oh no.
He was right. Hey man.
Oh man.
Just stay with the white guy,
with
the white girl and the black guy. That's all we need. That's all he needs. Nothing else, nobody else.
The Asian lady.
Yep. All right. Well, okay, we can do that.
That's it. They're a package deal. You can't be doing
no,
that.
Sir.
No, listen. Yeah, look. I think we already kind of thought that the hand at some point would be back. I mean, that's like his foot to the Ninja Turtles, right? Like, so that's why I said I could see that happening or whatever here. I'm not surprised by that. Like Cuz said, I like the world building where they're starting to link more of the street level characters together more. Like you said, you already kind of got the crossover a little bit with Punisher gonna be in. He was in Daredevil. Now he's gonna be in Spider-Man. BJ, which I heard that same rumor. I think I saw somebody posted something online of Peter Parker in Daredevil. I think it was season 3. No, season 2. He's gonna be in season 2, like you said. So that's what I'm saying. I'm liking the connection, bro. It's something we've been asking for. Maybe this is all part of Sony finally just like, yo, look, just use the characters in any way you want them now, whatever. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Hopefully that's the case. Because I do want to see Daredevil and Spider-Man on the screen together. And I'm talking about Matt Murdock and Peter Parker. I'm talking about them in their costume, putting the work in. That's what I want. We're gonna see Spider-Man and Punisher together. Let's see Daredevil and Spider-Man together. That's what we want to see next. This also too. Speaking of two, we also had the trailer that popped up here for I would say Spider-Man Born Again, Daredevil Born Again, and where is it at? Yeah, here you go. And so then of course we had this right here. We had the different clips and stuff like that from the trailer. But BJ, what you think about this trailer, man? What you think about the Born Again trailer? I'm not Born Again. Yeah, Born Again.
Yeah, when I saw Foggy, I'm like, wait, what? Because we heard he was gonna be in season 2. Like, we heard it, but I'm like, is this a flashback? I'm thinking it has to be a flashback. They can't be like, oh, he's still alive. We heard his heart stop. So that threw me off when I saw him. But he has got the hair from Daredevil, I think season 1, the original Netflix Daredevil. So I was just like I said, that did throw me off. But other than that, it looks like it's gonna be interesting. I mean, we saw Dex, so he looks unhinged like always. We saw that weird Max Headroom Wilson Fisk thing going on in a little splash. So it looks like it's gonna be good. I'm ready to see what happens.
Boy, it might look super violent, bro. I'm ready. What you got, BA? So folks gonna be dying, BA.
For sure. I was glad to see Fisk boxing. I know that I've seen a lot of different renditions of him boxing or just like really like beating people up, and I didn't need to see the second scene because there was 2 shots they shown, and I just needed to see him like in the boxing gear because I knew what was going to happen once he donned that gear, which they got in the second shot. Like I didn't need to see that. Like I knew he was going to mess up whoever he was going against because the dude is very powerful and he got hands. I will give him that. But that was cool to see. Like you said, Dex is Dex. Jessica Jones popping up. Cool. She don't look, she don't look like she aged too much from this role. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, cool, bet. I do think Luke Cage is gonna make an appearance in the show. I really do. So we'll see. This is just me, spitballing balls at this time, but that's just what I feel like. I feel like it's going to be more people involved in what we see, which is great for the show. So yeah, so far so good. I wouldn't expect anything less. This is Daredevil. This is Charlie Cox. This is Born Again season 2, and I'm here for it. So so far so good.
What you got, cuz?
It's a great trailer. This trailer, I would say, was kind of like the third or the final trailer for Wonder Man, where it got you excited for the show. This one, as soon as they dropped it, was like, oh, what day is it? When is this coming out?
When is it coming out?
Yeah, it was March 24th or something like that. Sometime in March. So yeah, it got me excited for it, being able to watch the trailer. So it was definitely a dope trailer drop. The show what they show from like Matt and hiding, also trying to recover, and then you have Jessica showing up. This is going to be exciting. This is going to be exciting. World building, like they're building it up. The Jessica, to me, I think Jessica will be the only additional superhero in this one for this season, and then season 3 it will grow for the number of superheroes. It's exciting.
It's like you said, Luke Cage season 3.
Yeah, I already called that, man. I told y'all. Kevin Feige be watching us. I be trying to tell y'all.
You did. You called it. You called it from day one. I give you credit for that. But no, listen. I love the trailer. I could have said it's one of them trailers where when I watched it, it was like, yo, I was already excited for the show, but now I'm like even more excited for the show. It's like I need this show to come out real soon, bro. So, maybe I think with their budget being a little bit higher, maybe we can actually see Jessica Jones really use her powers. You know what I'm saying? Not like no cutaway scene of her, it show her lip at somebody, like showing her, grabbing the shirt, and then like it cut away to the person flying into something or whatever, right? Yeah, you guys can see her like throwing folks and picking up cars and all that stuff. So hopefully we get to see that type of stuff here, man, in this season. We really see her powers. I wonder if she ever gonna fly. They're probably gonna let her fly, huh? Probably just continue to keep doing the leaping thing. No, yeah, I probably figured they were gonna do that. But yeah, like I said, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for the season, man. I'm ready for the season. Ready to see Daredevil, man, put in work. I'm ready to see what they're gonna. I'm ready to see the connection between this show and in the Spider-Man movie. That's really what I'm waiting to see, man. And I'm with you, BJ. I really hope they have Tom Holland in here, man. Like this one case where I don't like. I get it. You can really have Spider-Man in there, but if you got Peter Parker in there, that right there just showed me the connection right there. That's all I need. Just show me that, and I'm good to go. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to feel like it's separate because, like I said, we've been wanting these two characters to be together for the longest. They pretty much, patrolling the same area of New York, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want them to be some type of connection. There's no way that y'all guys are doing that. You're dealing with the same villain, and y'all don't have no type of connection, bro. It doesn't make any sense. So especially with Fitz being the mayor. You know what I'm saying? It's connected to a lot of these characters. So that's what I'm really waiting on right there, man. All right, let's see. We got a couple more here left. Check this out, man. Marvel reportedly plans to introduce the new Black Panther in Secret Wars. So it's not Doomsday, it's Secret Wars. And in the rumors, Dempsey Idris has reportedly met with Marvel about playing Black Panther in Secret Wars. So what you got on that, Big J? What you think about that, man?
Nah,
he's okay.
He's coming to play somebody else. He's not going to be a Black Panther.
A lot of hatred, but go ahead.
There's no hatred, sir. It's just all respect. Nah, so who could he play? No, I mean the thing is, once again, we've always said there need to be a new Black Panther. My question though is, if you bring in the mutants, are you going to do the Black Panther love story with Storm?
Yeah, why not?
So the thing is Storm would be a teacher at this point? Because I think Dan's interest is his 30s. He's like late in the early 30s. I mean,
early 30s. Yeah. I mean,
so is she gonna be a student? She gonna be a teacher? Or, so what level are we coming in? Because are we gonna bypass that whole storyline? How is he multiversal Black Panther? You know what I'm saying? Is he coming in from the multiverse? He'd have to, because he's too. I don't think they're aging up to be that old.
Mm-mm.
So we have to see what they do with it. Could work.
What you got, BA?
Yeah, like we said before, I knew he was gonna be a part of it. He Hollywood. They lie all the time. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they get paid to lie, first and foremost. Let's understand that. So this goes with that 100%. But at the end of the day, Big J bring up a good point. Like, so how old do you age the other guys, the other mutants? But I don't think we're going to go with the younger versions of Cyclops. I don't think we're going to go with the younger version of Jean Grey. I don't think we're going to go like that first class. I don't think we're going to go that young. Are we?
No, because they said Sadie Sinks will be playing Jean Grey. That's the rumor. The girl that's in Spider-Man Brand New Day. They said she's supposed to be the new Jean Grey. And she's
going to be an offspring. Either way, we don't know. I don't like that because then it takes away from what you're saying. It takes away from that arc, that angle, and that's what we want. I want to see a yeah. You just can't have all these mutants the same goddamn age and all of them being young. Like it's too many of them. It's too many of them. So some of them gotta be a little bit older, right? Like somebody. Like you can't have Jubilee then, like because everybody else is just like they all the same age. And like no, it got to be some type of differential. But yeah, and I don't mind backstories. You can always do a backstory. If they're coming from a different universe, you can always tell a different story in a sense. So I will want to say that they're older because I would like to even the people that they thought about casting for Storm. These are all kind of older black women that I've seen. Not like
older. What do you mean?
Just
like how old?
Just older? Like plus 25. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, yeah,
that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's I say older versus not young, not adolescent.
Not like
that's what I meant by older.
Yeah.
So that's what I was like. Okay, that makes sense. So that fits that storyline because we need that, man. We need that black love on the Marvel big screen stage. You know what I'm saying? It's just something nice to see. Finally, we don't really get to see that too much. Lord knows what Falcon's doing these days. Shout out to Sam. But yeah. So that's what we want. That's what I want. So I know it's kind of backtracking from the original question at hand. But like I said, we already said he was going to be a part of it. Now, Secret Wars, yeah, because Doomsday is the ending of all. Secret Wars is the beginning of the new. So I'm okay with that. That's not crazy for me to kind of get and understand that. So there we go. Yeah, I'm for it.
And Black Panther 3 gonna be out after the Secret War. So there you go. What you got, cuz?
We already knew it was gonna happen. This ain't nothing new. Once we mentioned it on here, it was a done deal. Because, like I said, Kevin Feige watches our show.
The first person who mentioned it was Big J. So you're right, bro. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll make sure that check is written out to you. But yeah, it's going to be exciting to see Adams and as Black Panther, especially once they do like the reveal when the mask comes off. Like, this is exciting, and yeah, it's a perfect timing to introduce a new Black Panther. It was overdue. They gave the proper send off at the beginning of Black Panther 2. And so now, before going into 3, it's time for you to have your T'Challa. It's just time. So it's going to be exciting time.
Yes. Yeah, I already added a lot of what I was gonna say anyway. Y'all said enough because, like I said, I'm with you, bro. It's one of them cases where it's like where there's smoke, there's fire. It's too many stories of people, too many articles, stuff being written that he is going to be a Black Panther. It makes too much sense. Like B.A. was saying, he might be universal or multiversal or whatever. Either way, we need T'Challa, Black Panther back. You know what I'm saying? That's what we really need, man. And he's young enough that he can carry the franchise for X amount of years. So he's writing that, like B.A. said, he has the star power right now, especially after F1. He's in that right age range where he can carry a franchise for multiple years. You know what I'm saying? And he's young and athletic. You know what I'm saying? So he marks all the boxes. And I think it's one of them cases where we ain't gonna be mad if we find out he's Black Panther, right? So that's another thing too. I think a lot of people want him to be Black Panther. So that's why I'm cool with the, especially Big J. You know what I'm saying? He's the main one. So a lot. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I did. So he is 34. Then Sadie Sink is 23, and so it depends. Like we talked about, if Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey, then he's really old to be stepping up as Black Panther. If he's supposed to be in a relationship with a Storm, who's supposed to be a contemporary of Jean Grey,
right?
If Sadie's like Madeline Pryor or some, one of them clones or something like that, then it'll work. But from what I've been hearing, I've heard multiple people say that she's Jean Grey. So I don't know.
People haven't brought up the Rachel Summers no more. I haven't heard that rumor out there no more. It's like you said, it's starting to become more and more of her being Jean Grey. Not gonna lie to y'all, I kind of hope that's not true though. But they have also it might be because they signed her to multiple. This report they signed her to multiple a 3-picture deal. So
yeah,
I don't know, bro. We'll see, man. We'll see. But last but not least, y'all, check this out. So Jonathan Chopper says Star Wars Starfighter will not feature any legacy characters. Thank God. You're not going to see any of the characters you've seen in the other movies. That's. Thank you. Cuz think about this.
It's exciting, bringing new characters and also new energy into Star Wars. What we've been as a group been saying for a long time is that Star Wars is way too vast to just be dealing with the same people almost every movie. So for them to finally get out of that habit is a breath of fresh air. So that's good. That's good. That's what we need. Because you can, even if it's adjacent to another story or whatever, this is not having these legacy reruns of some of the characters can get pretty tiresome. That's like if they do another legacy story, it needs to be the backstory, or it needs to be just Darth Vader. Like that needs to just be it. Really, just Vader. That'll be the movie. Outside of that, give us something new, something refreshing, new characters, and that's what we're getting with this one. So it's exciting. You don't like it, BJ? Why?
Because you didn't mention the possibility of us seeing Darth Jar Jar in this one. You know what I'm saying? we need that to be real. You know what I'm saying? That validates all of the Rail's theories and in the Phantom Menace and the prequel trilogy.
Throw it all away. Throw it all away.
Come on, huh? You know, Rail would be going crazy if he saw Darth Jar Jar just step out of the background with the red Sith eyes and all that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm be going so crazy, be flipping tables. I've been able to see that in my life.
Oh man, hey,
now what you got?
So, look here, man. You got to see what they say. You got to dissect every single word that they're saying. They're saying that it's not going to feature the legacy characters. You're not going to see any other characters. That does not mean that you won't have constant reference to said legacy characters. You're going to hear about the Skywalkers. You're going to hear about the Palpatine. You're going to hear these names over and over again throughout this thing to bring it home. I can guarantee you that. They did not say that they're not in the movie whatsoever. They did not say an absolute statement. They did not do none of that. They just said, "Hey, you won't see them." So this person right here, he's not a part of the legacy, but we're going to constantly reference that. You know, you starting to remind me of Anakin Skywalker. He was this such and such back in. You're gonna hear these names some kind of way. I'll be damned if I don't hear the Ahsoka reference some kind of way in this joint. So, the boy can be playing both sides of the force. You know what? That's real Ahsoka of you to do such a thing. You're gonna hear a lot of these things throughout this movie. So I'm trying to prepare y'all now. I'm trying to get y'all straight now. So when y'all go see it, I don't even want to hear BA was right. That's the majority. I don't want to hear that. What I want y'all to realize is just like, you know what, he said that. Let me just go ahead on and just not necessarily stick to the fact that they just mentioned that and keep with the story that they're trying to tell you. That's what I want y'all to do. So, this panel, anyone else that's listening, understand that you're going to get constant references of the legacy characters, just not in the physical film, flesh of them. That's all. That's all it is.
Did y'all see Ahsoka Tano just leave? Ahsoka Tano just walked out the door a second ago. Man, you missed it.
Listen, hey, they can reference them all. That's cool. I just don't want to be like, yo, I got to sneak you in here. 3 CPO, you know what I'm saying? Like a CPO, like okay.
Noob.
What you call R2D2? We gotta sneak you in here. Like, oh my god. No, listen. I've said before, this is what they need to do. If Dave Filoni is taking over, he has an opportunity to bring in a fresh new audience, to establish a fresh new, culture or whatever with Star Wars. This could be the start of that movie. Well, of course, they got Grogu and Mandalorian Grogu coming out. But other than that, this could be the movie that can start that. You don't have to. It don't have to be anybody anybody seen from the old movies or whatever, the prequels, the sequels, or the trilogy, or the sequel. What's it called? What's the sequel trilogy called? But
trash. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, just
kidding. Ain't it the sequel trilogy? Did you just say
it's the sequel trilogy?
Sequel trilogy. I thought they had a name for it. But listen, like I said, bro, they have opportunity with this, and if they do this right, which I'm willing to bet Big J High Toys on, it's gonna be a pretty good movie, man. You got star power, you got the director, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's gonna be pretty good. The question is it gonna be a trilogy? That's the question. I don't know if I see Ryan Gosling doing a trilogy like that.
Yeah.
Now, is this gonna count towards their?
He gonna die.
Didn't they say something about Tom Cruise being in this movie with a lightsaber or something? I kept seeing something like that popping up.
No, he filmed a lightsaber fight scene.
That's what I'm saying.
He was in the mud and all that. It showed him filming it or whatever. So yeah, but like I said, man, it should be interesting, man. Like I said, it got all the stuff you've been talking about. BA, I think it should have any Star Wars movie that if you're gonna lure people in. Like I said, like BJ just said, Tom Cruise just filmed a lightsaber fight scene, so it's gonna be lightsabers and all that stuff in there. So you're gonna still kind of have the essence of Star Wars as the casual, moviegoers know of it, the lightsabers and stuff like that. So they'll have all that attached. It's just like this is gonna be a fresh take. It's gonna be something brand new. It's gonna kind of distance itself a little bit from the stuff from the past or whatever. So I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool with it. So. Like I said, I know a lot of people been kind of wanting to see something new. Let's get a fresh new take, because every time they kind of go back to retelling of somebody's story or whatever, bro, a lot of people start complaining like that's not what happened in the comic or in the legacy stories or whatever, or the previous movies and all that. You'll get a lot of that complaining. But if you do something like this where it starts fresh and it's its own story, you're not gonna get a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with it, man. All right, fellas, let's go ahead and get to the question comments, man. We call it the morning or afternoon now. Let's see what we got, fellas. We got Raptor saying hello. What up, Raptor? Hello. Got the evil kitty on the picture. I see you, little kitty. Salam said, "What's up? What up, Salam? What up? What up?" He says, "I'm sick of this, man." He says, "I haven't finished the season yet, but Wonder Man is dope. Totally different vibe than the other shows, and it's shot better." He said they just dumped it without no promo. That's the crazy part too. Like they didn't even try. But I mean, if they didn't have faith in it, I wouldn't promote it either. So that's understandable. Like we said a minute ago, they didn't think the show was gonna be good. It went until they released it, and all of a sudden the critics like, "Yo, hold on, this is the best thing ever in life." You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it is what it is. Luckily they didn't get the tax write off, but we would have been deprived of a gym. You know what I'm saying? So. Salam also says, "Watch them red shirt bros and in Doomsday to totally write him off." He said that's why I was a little upset with Yaya for taking such a small character. He and Kingsley are great together, but they should be bigger. We'll have to see. We'll have to see, man. It's just an introduction of him into the MCU. They might have something planned for him a little bit bigger. We'll have to see. He also says, "No doubt, BA, the scene where Trevor discovered the damage in Simon's apartment of his bottled rage was great. So much was said between each other, and all that was said was it pepperoni? Great acting. Yeah. I guess when Yaya kind of seen him like you're not freaked out by that, and he just said pepperoni, like, okay, cool. All right, let me go place his order real quick. Didn't see that little ring on his computer, so that was kind of a good thing too.
Yeah.
He says even the chuds are finding it hard to hate because it's so good. Yeah. I haven't seen. Well, I seen one video talking it was trash or whatever. You know how that go. Bro. Go ahead, BJ. What you say?
No, I was gonna say everybody I've seen, even Heavy Spoilers came out today, and he was saying that it was way better than he thought it was gonna be. Campy said the same thing. I think Cosmic Wonder, all of them said it was way better than they thought it was gonna be. So I haven't seen a negative interview yet. Even some of the weird, like more obscure people. I ain't watched Critical Drinker because he hates anything that's got somebody that's not. Anyway, but yeah.
Exactly. Now what was I about to say? This person I just saw the thumbnail. I don't think it was nobody like one of the bigger YouTube guys or whatever. So he ain't important. But yeah, he had in his thumbnail like disappointed or whatever. I'm like. So when I saw that was the first one I saw, I was like, okay, here we go. And it begins. But yeah, Salam says, I didn't know that that's what Marvel Spotlight meant. I love how the show's regular people in the MCU, but you need great auteurs to do these type of shows. That's yeah. I mean, to an extent, yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, you just need the story in general, not necessarily auteurs, but the story in general just kind of be grounded. You know what I mean? So, because anybody can tell a grounded story, it's just that the story has to be grounded while you're telling it or whatever. So, like I said, I don't know if this is gonna, because of the success of Wonder Man, they're gonna do more Marvel spotlights, or it's one of them cases where they already made their mind up. They're not to do any more Marvel spotlights, and then just happen to like, oh well, oh my bad, the show is actually good. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully they do more Marvel spotlight shows, but more like nope. I mean, can't really think of too many characters who don't have powers or whatever. But let's try to keep it more grounded to characters who don't really have just like a lot of superpowers or whatever. Because I mean that way you can kind of.
I mean, you I'm about to say, you say that Wonder Man probably got one of the illest power sets, and he still found a way to ground it. So if you can ground Wonder Man, you can pretty much ground anybody. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. What say, BJ?
I mean, you could always do your dreamed of Danny Rand spotlight.
I knew you were going.
All right.
You saying that?
Boy, you gotta keep going with the questions, boy. You gotta keep going with the comments.
I was just thinking that though, BJ, when you said that. I was thinking that first person I thought about when I said that. But yeah, I'm with you on that. So I said, so does BJ hate more Iron Fist? So which one do you hate more, BJ? Iron Fist or James Gunn?
I don't hate James Gunn.
No, it's you ain't finished it. It's his cuddly characters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it cuddly characters.
Okay, so once again,
BJ hate the cuddly characters though.
You do. That's why it's a good question.
Nah.
Now he said Grogu can die. What he said?
I got Grogu right here on the
show.
Star
Wars too. He can't stand him even for Star Wars.
Well, Grogu is right here. So no, Grogu is cool. You know what I'm saying?
See, look, no, because you got hot toys for everybody else, but you get that little figurine for Grogu.
That's a hot toy. He came
you're showing haterism.
Got the
Mandalorian.
Happy Meal toy.
Okay,
Grogu.
so it was a side thing. Luke was the main piece. Okay, I take Grogu.
Now, sir, if you buy this, we got to add this in there too. Man, I guess, man, give something.
That was a critical scene from Mandalorian season 2. That's why I got it.
The last great season of Mandalorian.
And then now they got this movie, which is season 4. But anyway.
But
I don't hate neither one of them. Like I said, I think James Gunn unnecessarily. I think James Gunn unnecessarily inserts those little characters in just for him. I think he puts him in just like he did the band, and all his weird band stuff, because he leans so far to that stuff that he feels, I got to put a dog or Eagly or, you know what I'm saying? There's always Eagly. Actually, I like Eagly was funny, but like Crypto, Crypto was like, you know what I'm saying? He could have not been in that movie and it would have still been a good movie. I think it's like we talked about it. Remember in Superman when he was up there when he fighting the kite, he was like, oh no, there's a squirrel. Let me go save that squirrel. And I'm like, dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on. You are not doing that in real life. I don't care. And I know he's trying to show he loves all life and he values. Yeah, okay. You're trying to say people in buildings and you're like, oh no, there's a squirrel right there. Let me stop the middle of this fight and swoop over there. That's the kind of stuff that's just dumb and unrealistic. It takes you out of a scene when you see something like that. And I know he's like, yeah, and I'm sure he was, back flipping and all that. But I'm like, come on, man. And Iron Fist just sucks. I mean, Finn Jones, I'm sorry, as Iron Fist just sucks. So that's all. It's not hate. It's just, objective eyeballs. I got actual eyeballs and I can see that he's terrible at his job.
No, I was gonna say, like Peter don't exist, BJ. So people saving animals, that ain't realistic. But the guy who can actually fly and with godlike powers, that part is not far fetched. But no, I got you. But listen, shout out to my wife. She says a 25-year-old black woman can play a teen easily. I mean, we got the melanin cocoa butter down to.
Let me speak on this. Look, because I figured somebody was going. So there's certain actresses out there that's like I would like to see for Storm, and let me know how y'all feel. Like one could be Anna Diop. That was the the lady that played on Titans, right? As Stargirl, Star
Yeah, I like
something.
that.
You know what I'm saying? That's one.
Starfire.
The Wanda Wise, that was the lady that played in Jurassic Park Dominion, the one with Chris Pratt and it had all the legacy class, the black lady. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know I got love for Jamie Lawson. You know, there's certain, and all these actresses are around 30. You know, DeWanda was 41. I didn't know she was that old, but you know, it's like so. It's like it's a certain, you know, certain caliber of I guess black women that I'm looking for, and none of them are like the girl that played on Blackish. Like I don't want no one that's like 18, 19 playing
the older sister,
you know,
or the youngest sister.
The young sister. I don't want that. That's all I'm saying. You know, I don't want a 25-year-old trying to play a teenager. Nah, that's I want a woman to play Storm. That's what
she gonna be 25. You want her 25?
I want a 25. Yeah, I want women to play that. I don't want to look at Storm as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. You know, I believe she's old enough. Just like Jean, just like Cyclops. I want these people to be of age so they can just hit the ground running. And then you can have so much room for other people underneath them. I think that's the way they should go.
No, I 100% agree with you. My thing is kind of going back to what Big J said earlier about being a teacher and all that stuff. I don't think they necessarily have to be teachers. They can just be, you know, kids being taught under Professor X tutelage, right? Like, or they're a group that's set to the side.
Still be learning.
Yeah, they still be learning. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to necessarily be a teenager and have to learn. They could just be like, hey, kind of like in the first X-Men, like, we got these kids who are in class and learning all that, but this group right here, they weren't really teachers in the first one either, right? The first X-Men movie, they were just a group of people who were mentored by Professor X and were a team on the side compared to everybody else who were actually in classes. It wasn't until later on in the X-Men franchise they were teachers. What? No, I'm not taking it back. It was the second one because Wolverine had a class. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the first one they weren't really a teacher. They were just like, you know, just up under, you know, Professor X or whatever, just kind of helping out where they need to be helped out or whatever. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm with BA. 25 is fine. Like, you want them to be young enough to be able to last as long as the original X-Men characters were. These folks been around for 20-some years or whatever. You kind of want that. And you want it to be believable at the same time. So it's fine that they're in that 25-ish range, which with the rumors that we're hearing, they are going to be kind of around that range, 25, 27-ish range or whatever, right? From what some of the casting rumors that we're hearing or whatever. So yeah, I'm cool with that. So that kind of lines up, BJ, with she's going to be in that age where it's going to look believable if she is with the Black Panther. If you're talking about getting him, because he's what, mid-30s? So
he's 34. So I'm saying, no, I was just saying, if you go somebody like, say,
he can age down. You know?
Oh yeah.
He got necessarily be 34 in the.
He like 25.
I mean, Chadwick was what, 42, but
yeah.
But they had him as he's 42. But remember, he was his late 30s in the you know what I'm saying? So
that's because he's black. But my thing is, so
exactly,
you just don't want to be. No, I'm saying you just don't want to be like a huge gap where it's like weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want somebody's like 20
weirdness.
And he's 37 or something, like, he in love.
That's too weird.
You're gonna be like,
well, yeah, because when you said that, like you said the school thing and everything, like the teachers and stuff, like I got what you were saying, because you was trying to find out what age range they looking for and what age range would be acceptable if you're talking about linking him to Storm. And like I said, I'm with BA. If you get around that 25-year-old range, I'm cool with that, bro. 25, 27 in this range, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't got necessarily be teachers. They can just be those proteges up under, you know, Professor X. He's going to be the teacher that's teaching the kids in the school or whatever. So we got up next. My wife also said, okay, yeah. She said, thank you. That makes sense. And then Salam says, Jamie Lawson, come on down. Now, how old is she?
She's
like 28.
See what I'm saying?
28.
That's that range right there. That be that believable range you talk about, BJ, right there.
How BA know her age off the rip? He ain't even Google. He just knew.
I said 3 of them, and she was one of the 3. I Googled all 3. Don't do that. Yo, it was good. That was good. if you were saying the same thing, I would have said what you just said. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
That was good. I like that. I like that.
Oh man, don't call me out, man. I got this. Oh man, but no, that's a good pick too. Hey, anyone in PBA said, Salam said, as long as it's not an old girl from Wicked, bro. Keep her away from my
Cynthia
movie,
Erivo,
bro.
yeah, no, she got
I did
bad.
not
Keep
mention
her-
that purposely.
Yes,
They
please.
for her.
Keep her away from this movie, bro. I want her nowhere near. Don't even go to the red carpet. You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
Yeah.
Don't even
She
go
40.
to a comic
She
book store.
40. She 39.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So no.
Hey,
Look,
she
and something happened in between Wicked 1 and Wicked 2. That boy, she shriveled up.
It's skinny.
So
bro, yeah, her ain't what's her name,
kept
man.
him in the city the whole time, not feeding him.
you sure that what it was? I thought it was maybe they had that Colombian marching powder. They said,
No
Right.
comment. So said BA instantly had those stats ready, man. Said the height, weight, age, everything.
Allegedly.
address.
She's age. Da-da-da-da.
He said, she lives at, and I was like, whoa. Hey.
She be perfect because she lives at this, that, and this. What gotta do with anything? But yeah, man. Hey man, appreciate y'all, man. It's a real good show, man. I know it was a long show today, man. Cause we have a show on Tuesday, man. So we had a lot to cover, but we definitely appreciate y'all, man, geeking out with your boys for another episode, man. Listen, if you guys are into geek content, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, man. We do this every Tuesday evening, Saturday morning. So we'll be back here on Tuesday, y'all. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're new, hit them likes for us too as we continue to try to build that algorithm. That'd be much appreciated. And also, too, man, follow us on our social right here at Cuz We Geek'd on Twitter, y'all. All right, man. With all that being said, it's your boy Real. We got my cuz Will in the building. We got Big J and BA, man. It's Cuz We Geek'd, where we talk about all things in the geek culture involving movies and television. We'll be back on Tuesday. Y'all listen, man. Please stay geeked. And we out.